Executive Director of Employee Relations and Evaluations for the school district.
How long have you worked for the school district?
I've been working with the school district since 2012.
And in your role as the Director of Employee Relations and Evaluations, what do you do for the district?
In my role, I oversee the Office of Employee Relations, I oversee the Office of Evaluations, and I'm responsible for the background badges and fingerprint office.
Jumped in here and I wanted to make sure I understood a little bit about your background. I apologize. Again, you've heard many times Ms. Colby's tell you that we don't have discovery, so I don't even know who you are.
I doubt that.
Your first job was in Cobb County as a teacher in Wheeler High School. Is that right?
That's correct.
Who was the principal that hired you?
It's hired by Joseph Boland. Joseph Boland?
Boland, okay. And you left the district in 2005, correct?
Yes, I believe it is.
And then you took a job in the Atlanta Police Department, is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
And you were a member of the Red Dog unit of that outfit, correct?
Sure. All right, Mr. Goodmark, you may proceed.
Thank you. You were an officer in the Red Dog unit in the City of Atlanta Police Department, correct? Your Honor,
What's the relevance of Mr. Goodmark?
Your Honor, the primary issue in this case is how sensitive or controversial are LGBTQ issues. The Red Dog unit was cited and confirmed to have the word I keep saying is rated, excuse me, is the word they use in the transcript for the trials, rated gay nightclubs in the City of Atlanta. They were cited for civil rights violations. I am concerned that this witness may have a bias against the LGBTQ community and a bias away from LGBTQ issues. I'm just trying to explore that bias and to ensure that the tribunal can make a determination as to this witness's credibility on these issues.
I'll overrule the objection as to the issue of bias. I think it's potentially probative as to the issue of bias of the witness. So.
Thank you. As part of that outfit, you were a defendant in a lawsuit for a violation of the civil rights of citizens at a gay nightclub in Atlanta. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
He said yeah, but he was part of the outfit. And they were. You left Atlanta Police Department in 2012 after the Red Dog unit was eliminated, correct?
I think I continued to work for a little while, but I started in Cobb County in 2012, yes, beginning of the year, I believe.
And you were aware that the civil rights lawsuit in which you were a defendant was settled for a large sum of money for the plaintiffs, correct?
Your Honor, I object out of a continuing objection as to the relevancy of what happened in a separate lawsuit against a separate entity.
I sustain that objection.
That's fine. In the course of that, the city retained a former U.S. attorney to investigate the activities of the Red Dog unit. Do you remember that investigation?
Yes, I do.
Do you remember there were allegations as to you using slurs in that investigation?
I do.
And you remember you were actually accused of using racial slurs, correct?
Yes.
And ultimately, as As part of that investigation, you received written reprimands for your participation with the Red Dog Unit, correct?
I did, but I'd like to, for the record stated, it had nothing to do with discrimination or any sort of racial slur that was made, if you were trying to bring those together somehow.
That's fine. But you did receive a reprimand for your participation as the Red Dog Unit, correct?
I did for search and seizure, yes.
Search and seizures for violating somebody's civil rights, right?
Your Honor, continuing objection.
That's fine.
How you effectuate a search and seizure as a police officer doesn't have anything to do with how you administer a personnel investigation.
Certainly it does when those
I'll-
persons
I'll
are gay,
over-
lesbian persons.
I'll overrule it. I'll allow it. Go ahead.
Again, we're trying to explore whether or not there's any witnesses bias against gay and lesbian people who participated in the Red Dog Unit.
I've ruled to allow you to ask.
Thank you. In 2012, then you came to Cobb County after you left the Red Dog Unit, correct?
I left the Atlanta Police Department. I left, when the Red Dog Unit was disbanded, I went to another unit in Atlanta with the Community-Oriented Policing Unit, and then I went to Cobb County School District.
As part of that investigation, and because you had indicated that you weren't reprimanded for that allegation, is it your recollection one strike. Can't find that's from the report itself. Where? This is from the report itself. What does that say? And do you recall reviewing the investigation when you were in part of that lawsuit?
What do you mean by reviewing the investigation?
Did you read the report the U.S. Attorney had commissioned?
I've seen parts of it. I don't think I've ever read the entire.
The parts that you're referenced in, there's an allegation, quote, that exists that Walters and Dow were in a conversation where Dow allegedly stated that this is more fun than, and then you use the N-word, on crack. And both officers laughed at the comment made. Do you recall reading that in the investigation?
Yes.
The investigation said the evidence also shows there was an African-American officer a foot away from Dowd and Walters when the comment was made, and the same comment was allegedly heard at different times and in different locations at the Eagle. Do you recall that allegation?
Yes, I think that's the same continuing part you're reading.
And then this was in 2011, and from there, you moved on to Cobb County Schools. Did you have any employer between City of Atlanta and Cobb County Schools?
No, I went right from City of Atlanta Police Department to Cobb County School District.
Did you receive any training for this position?
I have received outside training, yes.